Now, here's the thing. I've had Lyme disease, chronic, and I was able to overcome it. I had a sister who passed away from cancer 10 years ago now, 10 plus years ago, and she suffered with it for 24 years. Many of the hints and tips and things that I talk with you about are for a reason. I don't do gluten. I don't do any of those many processed foods. I eliminate many processed foods so that it doesn't disturb my brain. And that's a real big tip for you, that I will not use white flour because of the processing and what the gluten does to your gut. Now, if anyone wants to learn, I don't want to bore anybody with details. If you want to learn what gluten does to your gut, put gluten in the chat and I can talk to you about it, or I can talk about it during this class. Or not. Again, I don't want to overwhelm you. So instead of a glutinous flour, what I use are breadcrumbs. I do not use breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs, my mom's been using them forever. And, you know, ever since I was very sick for a very long time. And I was able to overcome it. My mom always uses breadcrumbs. I cannot eat anything that she makes with breadcrumbs because most brands have MSG in the breadcrumbs, and MSG is an excitotoxin. It's terrible, has zero nutritional value, but it passes the blood-brain barrier, meant to protect us, but it passes through and it goes to the brain cells that are most susceptible. And again, my brain cells really got damaged from the Lyme disease. And I'm not making this up. This is true, because there's days, ask Caitlin, she'll tell you, I cannot put sentences together because something ended up in my diet that might've been MSG. It excites those brain cells until they die. And I don't know, I cannot afford to lose any more brain cells. Can you? Can the children? Can our elderly? So I avoid most packaged foods, and I use almond flour. Now with that almond flour, do I have any glutens in there? Chicken breast, I've got PT, also compostable. PP is also compostable. What is PP? What is PP? And now I'm going to put some oregano in here, and you're like, Tina, what kind of oregano do you have there? You can buy oregano that's still on the stem, and it is intoxicating fresh. You don't have to do this. You can get the regular oregano from a jar. If you do, I'm going to insist that you look at the label and it says oregano, period. If it says anything other than oregano, it could say thyme, it could say basil, any of those words, but anything like spices or autolyzed yeast extract or natural flavors, that could all be MSG as well. And we just do not want that in our lives, whether it's affecting you now or it's the compound effect, right? Parchment paper. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know, thank you for that. I did not realize that parchment paper is compostable. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I've seen these countertop compost things that can even compost plastic. I'm like, but why would I want plastic in my garden? I don't know. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too much of oregano. I'm telling you, intoxicating. So if you could ever find the oregano in a spice store that's already on the stem, I'll tell you, fresh is best. Fresh is best. It's wonderful. It took me a couple extra seconds to get all the stuff off, but whatever. I'm lazy and I even do it.